In today's video, we are going to dive deep into our Google Sheet setup, which we use for our brands that we manage, and I'm going to show you how we analyze creatives and how you can do the same. You're going to get the Google Sheet completely for free. Just click the first link in the description to follow along, and I would say let's get right into it. So first things first, usually we would have the ad name and ad ID here. It's just kind of shrinked down because obviously this is from a real client, so I don't want you to see the real numbers. But how this sheet works is, first of all, you implement or you import your Facebook data, right? Amount spent, video views, impressions, video average watch time, video through plays, video views at 25%, video views at 50%, video views at 75%, and 95%. And then your outbound CTR, cost per outbound click, CPM, and cost per purchase, because those are the most important numbers, right? Once you've added them here, they are going to go to the numbers edit sheet, which adds the most important numbers, which we don't have in here, such as hook rate, hold rate, which is how good are the people at holding the attention of a potential customer, then video views at 25%, and so on. I'm going to explain it in just a second, but you don't need to do nothing. Just add your data in here, and you're going to get everything kind of dialed into the data sheet, which is the main sheet that we are going to look at today. So how is this organized? First of all, at the top right here, we have our account averages based on the spend. So these are weighted averages, right? So based on, for this account, the average number of the hook rate is 19.16%, right? Hold rate, again, let me explain that to you. Hold rate is, once somebody watched 3 seconds of your video, how many people, how big of a percentage of those people watch until a through play, until the 15-second mark, right? How good is basically the ad holding the attention of the potential customers? The higher that number, obviously the better. Then we have the outbound CTR, the CPC, CPM levels, which are always good to indicate because, some ads have a higher CPM because they're not as desirable in the Facebook algorithm, on the Facebook ecosystem, right? And that's then an indicator for ads which simply are not that engaging, not that good. And then we also have obviously the CPA, which is the most important number, which you should be looking at first and foremost is your CPA. And I'm going to explain to you when you should look at the other numbers and how valuable they are to you. Then we do have the average watch time of a video. Obviously, the higher the better, at least in theory. Then we have how many people watched to 25%, and then how many people watched to 50%, and then how many people basically dropped off. Like how many people kept watching from 25% to 50%. Same goes for 50 to 75%, and then 75 to 95%. And obviously, the higher we get, the less important those numbers become. And they are more for brands looking into the 8-figure range, but I'm still going to explain to you how you can use them even if you're spending just a couple of $100 per day on Facebook. So let's start with the hook rate. We have, the averages, and then we have an A grade ad, which a B grade ad, which would be slightly above average. So basically it's just the weighted average times 1.2, which is 20% better. And then we do have the hook rate, which as an A grade ad would be 40% better than our account average, right? And same as for all of these other numbers, we have our averages here, 20% better, 40% better, or 20% worse or 40% worse, right? And this way we can take a look at our ads and really deep analyze them, right? I don't even need to show you the ads so that you can understand which ads are performing well. So I have some filters in here. Let's get rid of this filter, and we can take a look at ads. And we can see some of these ads have really high CPAs, and they aren't good. So how you analyze ads now, how you find winning creatives and how you build more winning creatives is super simple. First of all, you have your filters, right? So let's start with the hook rate. So our account average is 19.16%, and we want to have an ad which has a hook rate that is better than 22.99%. So what we're going to enter here is filter by condition and greater than, and I'm going to enter 21.19. I'm going to enter that here, 22.19. And if you now hit enter, we should, at least in theory, I don't know why it's not working. We should at least, what we can do is enter filter by condition and then is greater than or equal to D3. And if we now hit OK, we're just going to get the hook rate of ads that perform better than average. At least we should be. Okay, this is not working here. I don't know why it's not working. As well, it worked before. Let's take a look at the CPA only. So we're going to enter in here, and we want to only take a look at ads which have a less than $99 CPA, right? Because I was looking at this earlier. It's from a real client. Okay, what we can know first of all analyze is the main indicator for good ad is the CPA. Your hook rate, hold rate, CTR, etc. all don't matter, right? As long as the CPA is good. But what we can do with this is analyze why CPAs may not be good and, how to decrease the CPA even further. So let's take a look at this ad, which spent, let's take a look at this ad, which spent, 4K, got a good, decent green CPA. So it's not bad, right? CPMs are in a good area, which is always an indicator that this is a top of the funnel ad, because usually higher CPMs mean that this is a retargeting ad, or that something is wrong with the ad itself. You would have to take a look at this into the ads manager. Then our CPC is also in the green area. Nothing to be concerned about, all good. Then our outbound CTR, however, on the other side is quite low. But our outbound CTR on the other hand is quite low. And what we can do is now figure out why that outbound CTR is maybe low, how to improve that so our CPC can go down with our CPA going down as well, right? So what I would start is hold rate looks terrible, below average. So what we can now do is take a look at this ad. If I would be take a look at this ad and figure out what makes this hold rate bad compared to this ad, for example, which got a way better hold rate. Is there something that we can do? Is there any text missing? Is there any text overlays we can add? Is there any other hook we can use? Because, this ad, which we're just looking at, was this one, is not bad at converting, right? It gets people to click, it gets them to convert, the CPMs are low. How can we drive that CPA down? And that is by, first of all, improving the hook rate, right? Because the hold rate even looks average, nothing super fancy, but nothing bad on the same time as well. But, hook rate, improving the hook rate, right? And I want to give you another example as well, how I would look at this. And again, those numbers right here. Let's take this ad for example. Let's highlight this. I want to give you two examples of one ad which has a high CPA but a good stop rate. But right here, video views at 25%. That number is not looking too bad, right? Then how many people sticked? That's fine. Stick rate is fine. Then video views at 75% is fine. Everything in this ad looks pretty fine, right? Just something is wrong with the hook rate, because if everything else is fine, if people stick to the video, if people, keep watching it till the end, if even our 75% view rate is above average, then all this ad is missing is a better hook, right? That's what we need to figure out. On the counter side, I want to give you an example of a CPA that is greater than or equal to 99. Now we have all of the bad ads in here, right? And let's take a look at this one right here, for example. So, let's take a look at this one because it's got a good above average hook rate, above average hold rate, above average CTR, above average CPC, right? So this ad would be destined to have a great CPA, right? Now, how I would analyze this is, first of all, let's highlight this as well so I don't lose it either. How I would analyze this is, I take a look at the CPA, okay? And then we work backwards. Okay, CPA is high. What can we do about this? Because we know our hook rate is good, right? Okay, CPMs are rather high. So is this maybe a retargeting ad? Or is something going on? Is this ad like clickbaity or so? Because obviously there's something wrong because the CPMs are way above average, right? Then we have the CPC, which is all right. CTR, which is looking all right. Hold rate, which is looking all right. Hook rate, which is looking also all right, right? So I'm assuming that this ad is something clickbaity, which gets people to click but isn't good in converting. Like the sales pitch within that ad isn't good, right? So the sales pitch of this ad isn't as good. So what can you do about that? Maybe make it not as clickbaity, get it lower CPMs. In lower CPMs, you can't measure, you can't best for CPMs, but think about your sales pitch. Is it clickbaity? Is this ad clickbaity? This, if you don't make it as clickbaity, it shouldn't get as high of a CPM. But yeah, this is how we analyze creatives. Again, you can have the cheat completely for free. Just click the first link in the description. I think it's going to be super, super helpful for you to analyze your data, make decisions based on that, and again, most important number is always your CPA, but then also take a look at CPMs, CPC, outbound CTR, hook rate, hold rate, and then after that, these numbers come, right? These are not nearly as accurate. It's just if something has a good hold rate, video view percentage, what can you do about that? Are people dropping off anywhere? This is kind of analyzing that. But yeah, I hope this video was somewhat helpful to you. And I'm going to see you in the next